Is next on the IHSA television network. The calendar says it's February, but inside Redbird Arena today, it's March Madness Illinois High School Association style. The first of 4 straight weekends of state basketball kicks off with the Class A girls state quarterfinals. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Normal, Illinois and Redbird Arena and the IHSA Class A State Championship Tournament for the girls on the IHSA television network. My name is Kurt Pegler. Sometime tomorrow night, we will crown a new Class A state champ, but plenty of basketball to talk about before then, including 4 great quarterfinal matchups today and a terrific one to kick things off. 29-3 Riverton against 28-3 Hampshire. For more on the game, let's go to our play-by-play team of Lee Hall and Bernie Charles.
All right, Kurt, thank you very much. State title hopes renewed for both Hampshire and Riverton this year after hopes were dashed last year by Chicago Hope. Riverton lost in the quarterfinals, a heartbreaker, and it was Hampshire losing to eventual state champion Hope in the semifinals, Bernie. And when you look at these teams, a lot of experience back. You don't often see that when 2 teams meet, that the experience levels are equal at this level of play.
This is just a marquee matchup for the first game of the IHSA series. Both teams are on a mission. Neither team was happy with the results last year, and they want to make it to the championship game.
Let's take a look at the road to Redbird Arena. First for the visitors from Riverton, the Hawks 29-4, ranked 12th in the state. And as we take a look at the road to state, they had maybe the toughest sectional going through, Bernie, beating U-High, beating Central Catholic, and beating Ottawa Marquette.
I think probably the biggest thing is the fact that they were able to be put in a position to beat 3 state-ranked teams and prepared them for the game today.
And Hampshire gets here by way of beating Lanark Eastland in the super sectional on Monday. Let's talk about key players for this ball game, Bernie. Let's start with Riverton. It all begins and ends with their future Division I player, Devin Flanagan.
Devin Flanagan, she's a playmaker. She's an excellent ball handler. She's more than a leader out on the floor because she can play both ends of the floor. I think she is going to be the person that they look to take them to the next level.
And who's key for Hampshire today?
How can Wozniak not be? She's the type of player, her strong presence inside. She's a dominant post player. I think they're going to have to really stop her, but she has other plans.
Talk about the keys for the 12th-ranked Riverton Hawks as they come back to state for the 2nd year in a row.
Again, tournament preparation for Riverton. They beat 3 state-ranked teams. What a great way to practice the week before state tournament. I also think foul trouble will be a key because they only really go 6 players deep, so if they have to put anybody on the bench, that will hurt Riverton. Lastly, I also feel Kyle has what he calls the dot defense. It's an exceptional defense that really relies on help side protection and a rotation, and only his kids know how to play that defense.
Keys for the Whippers.
Well, with the Whippers again, we're going to take a look at probably the senior leadership. They have 5 seniors coming back to this tournament. 3 of them start. All 3 of them are very much on a mission at this point in time. They also, I think Coach feels Walker, she's a junior. There's a Walker factor that's involved. She wants her to play like a senior. Lastly, they want to contain Flanagan. That's going to be a tough assignment for whoever gets that assignment.
A doozy to tip things off here. 12th-ranked Riverton against number 4 Hampshire. We will have the starting lineups coming your way next from Redbird Arena after these local messages. And welcome back to Redbird Arena on the campus of Illinois State University. The Riverton Hawks, upset-minded, 12th ranked in the state, taking on number 4 Hampshire, 28-3. Great crowd on hand here this afternoon. You get a look at some of the folks from Hampshire as we get ready for our national anthem. And it will be sung today by Joseph Grandy of Belleville East. Of our national anthem.
Oh. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And a nice job there on the national anthem. Let's take a look at the maps of both schools, where they hail from. Hampshire up a little bit northeast of DeKalb. Riverton just outside Springfield. Both teams know their way here to state very well. Hampshire, their third straight trip to the Elite Eight. Riverton making it 2 years in a row. Hampshire third last season. Riverton was 1 and out, as we mentioned in the open, losing to Chicago Hope. Let's go now to our public address announcer, Jeff Fritzen, for the introduction of today's lineups between the Whippers and the Hawks.
First, the non-starters for the Riverton Hawks, who enter the tournament with a record of 29 wins and 4 losses. Number 3, a junior, Gina Moore. Number 4, a sophomore, Callie Tester. Number 10, a sophomore, Megan Jerome. Number 11, a freshman, Jessie Wampler. Number 15, a senior, Tanya Kaczynski. Number 24, a freshman, Kendall Graff. Number 25, a freshman, Dina Motes. Number 32, a freshman, Hannah Coaches. And number 40, a sophomore, Carrie Dust. And now the non-starters for the Hampshire Whippers, who enter the game with a record of 28 wins and 3 losses. First, number 12, a senior, Brittany Carilla. Number 14, a junior, Mallory Sester. Number 20, a sophomore, Amanda Markham. Number 22, a senior, Sarah Eberly. Number 32, a junior, Jillian Flesher. Number 40, a junior, Mallory Heine. Number 42, a junior, Abby Young. And number 50, a sophomore, Ashley Ross. And now, here are your starting lineups. First, from Riverton, number 12, Casey Carver. And from Hampshire, number 10, a senior, Jessica Gobert. From Riverton, a senior, number 20, Becky Coaches. From Hampshire, a junior, number 24, Amanda Walker. From Riverton, a sophomore, number 22, Nicole Cessna. From Hampshire, number 30, a senior, Jackie Heine. For Riverton, number 23, a senior, Devin Flanagan. And from Hampshire, a junior, number 34, Jamie Jeffries. From Riverton, number 44, a junior, Abigail Starman. And from Hampshire, a senior, number 44, Nicole Watzlawick. Assistant coach for Riverton is Desi Davis. Assistant coaches for Hampshire, Brent Godeke, Joe Watzlawick, and Kevin Anderson. Your head coach for Riverton in his 4th year with a record of 104 wins and 20 losses, Kyle Price. And from Hampshire in her 1st year with a career record of 28 wins, 3 losses, Sue Ellett. Your officials for today's game.
All right, we're just about ready to get underway. We are looking at a Riverton team that's coming out with maybe the toughest sectional in the state, Bernie. They beat U-High, ranked 9th. They beat Central Catholic, ranked 2nd. They beat Ottawa Marquette, ranked 8th. So that number 4 in front of Hampshire won't intimidate them at all today.
You know, if Kyle could not have prepared the week prior to state tournament any better than that, it's excellent game preparation, excellent practice for them.
Both teams returning 3 starters from last year's Elite 8 team. The Whippers went home with a 3rd place trophy. Riverton went home after the 1st day. Both teams very motivated to take home a trophy this year. The Hawks win the tip and miss everything for Riverton. Devin Flanagan brings it across. Leading scorer, leading rebounder, leading assist, leading 3-point shooter, number 23. And Jessica Gobert will defend her and try to shut down the 1st-team All-Stater. Starman with the first shot of the game is off the mark. Lady Whips work against the Riverton man-to-man. They really sagged, though, and the first shot up and good by Jamie Jeffries, only averaging 4.5 points a game.
Jamie wasn't intimidated by the defensive pressure put on her. Just put up a nice, clean shot.
First lead of the game goes to Hampshire.
Interesting defense here. They're definitely putting a matchup on Devin. Almost like a box and one.
First shot was no good. Starman with the rebound. She's really come on rebounding, according to her coach, Kyle Price. Get a good look at Abigail Starman, 6-foot junior. Riverton inbounds, down 2-0 here in the early going. Flanagan, look at Gobert. Look at the defense
She's
on Devin
playing
Flanagan.
an excellent defense on her. She's not letting her get within 2 feet of her.
Casey Carver turns it over. Let's take a look at those starting lineups once again for Riverton. Casey Carver, Becky Coaches, Abigail Starman, Nicole Cessna, sophomore, and Devin Flanagan. Tiny, Walker, Watzlawick, Gobert, and Jeffries for the Lady Whips. Inside turnaround jumper, Heine is good. She averages 16.5 a game.
Such a nice move by Heine. You could see the help side defense, but she went through both.
The Whips out to the 4-0 lead.
They want to get Devin the ball, and they just can't get her the ball.
Starman off the mark. Other teams have tried to shut down Devin Flanagan. They've had limited success, but when they have defended her well, other players have stepped up for the Hawks. Jump ball, the possession arrow points to the Whippers. There's a good look at Kyle Price, his 4th year, 104-20 as head coach of the Hawks.
Now you'll watch here Riverton's defense. You're actually going to see how they sag off the perimeter people and double down defensively.
Baseline jumper by Walker might have been blocked. Looked like Cessna might have got a piece of it. Hawks looking for their first basket. Flanagan fires up the 3. Nothing but the backboard, and here's it from the Hampshire crowd. Walker just inside the 3-point arc.
Amanda Walker, coach said that Amanda Walker's going to have a big game today, the Walker factor. It's a good way to start.
And Kyle Price has to call timeout. Hampshire out to the 6-0 lead. Stop by and see your local Chicago, Northwest Indiana, or Central Illinois Chevy dealers today. This IHSA broadcast is brought to you by Country Insurance and Financial Services. Real people, real answers, real quick. Back after this network break. And some of the Whipper crowd on hand here today. www.ihsa.org, your source for everything that is Illinois high school athletics. Invaluable as we prepare for our broadcasts. Even go back and look and see what a great career you had in your high school days. Sue Ellett, her first year as head coach on the Hampshire bench, taking over for the legendary Milt Awe, who coached 17 years at Hampshire. Ball was kicked.
This is actually a critical possession for Riverton. They're going to have to score here. I would look for a screen for Devin Flanagan into this inbounds play.
That 3 off the mark, and Gilbert was right there in her face. Walker brings it up. Shot no good. She had 3 defenders on her. Steve Band, David Freckleton, Keith Medema are officials here this afternoon. That one's up and off the mark by Cessna. Cold shooting start for the Hawks.
Very uncharacteristic of them.
Gilbert with it, one of the veterans from last year's state team. They get it inside, and the foul against Riverton. That's against Casey Carver, first foul of the game.
First personal foul, first team foul.
Inbounds, Heine. It's good.
Jackie Heine is playing so strong today. She's just taking the ball to the basket with such intensity.
I'm not sure if the Lady Whips have missed a shot. They lead at 8-0.
Look at the defense on Devin Flanagan. She cannot get open.
And Kyle Price asking for a foul. She's got her hands. Jessica Gobert is hand checking, and Kyle Price doesn't like it. Becky Coaches with the ball.
Critical basket by Becky Coaches. I think she's going to have to be the secondary leader on the floor, scoring leader.
She had 11 points in the super sectional win against Ottawa Marquette. Jamie Jeffries off to a good start too. She has 4 of the 10 points for Hampshire. Off the mark, Starman. Rebound effort no good by Flanagan. The second one no good. That was Carver with the shot.
Struggling.
Here's Nicole Watzlawick. Spin move in the lane. She's fouled and she'll go to the line.
That was an excellent move, and you know they did the rotation on the defense very well, but Nicole did a step through all the way through the defender.
Riverton Holland, number 44, Abigail Starman, her first personal, second team
Foul on Abigail Starman. It sends Nicole Watzlawick to the line, 6-foot senior.
2.
She'll play her college ball at Division II Wisconsin Parkside next year.
She looks so much stronger than she was last year.
And the 75% free thrower goes 1 for 2 at the line. 11-2, Hampshire with the lead.
Riverton only shooting 1 for 11.
And Flanagan draws the foul that time as, I don't know, did Hampshire switch there?
Well, actually, Devin came out of a screen, and I'm surprised they haven't done that earlier because that's really one of the primary offenses they ran throughout the tournament series. And they did a switch.
Foul was on Watzlawick. Starman struggling from the floor. She's 0 for 5 now.
Look at them double down inside, allowing that shot.
Jeffries off the mark that time after hitting her first 2 shots. Both teams with state experience. Illegal screen. No
Crowd didn't like that.
And Abigail Starman picks up her second foul. Neither team goes particularly deep, so foul trouble is a concern.
It is, and when they have to start substituting, you're going to see a height disadvantage now, an experience disadvantage. So this is a tough position for Riverton to be in, being down 11-2.
Callie Tester, 5'6" sophomore, comes in for the 6-foot junior. Walker tries to get it to Heine down low, but that pass was too tall. And Kyle Price's team gets the ball back. Trailing by 9 here. 2:15 left, first quarter. Slow starts, nothing new for Riverton. They started the season 6-4, coming off that state tournament appearance last year. And the basket is up and good by Nicole Cessna. Foot on the line, it's a 2.
Nicole was in a great position to just put up a shot. The defense that they are playing is exceptional.
Inside to Watzlawick, and she's fouled.
What's really fun about girls basketball is the fact that there are so many different combination defenses now that we see out on the floor, instead of traditional 2-3 player-to-player type defenses.
I want you to explain the dot defense more when we have a chance here as Watzlawick steps to the line. What exactly is it?
Actually,
there's a lot of sagging.
They're playing, they're denying the post, but they want a rotation from the weak side and then ball side to actually front her prior to receiving the ball, and it puts a position where you're leaving 2 perimeter people open, and they know that their game is at the post, so that's why they want to stop the post, the interior game.
Watzlawick now 2 of 4 at the line, and it's an 8-point lead once again for the Whippers.
But the Whippers defense is really interesting too. It's very intriguing. They are playing, man-to-man on Devin Flanagan and different types of rotation. So this is another combination defense.
Carver throws it away.
They're struggling with trying to figure out what to do against this defensive pressure.
And this is a team that only turned the ball over 8 times against the Central Catholic team that puts on full court pressure nonstop.
In credit to them, it's very difficult to figure out what's happening when it's a combination defense. You don't know who's open, you don't know.
Inside to Watzlawick again.
But that was
Carver got a hand on it, but they say it's off the Whippers. And what's a whipper, you say? White, purple, whipper, purr, cat. I don't know. Somehow that all came together. Whipper.
It's a fun name.
I don't think I've ever heard that nickname before. Picked off. Walker with the steal. Pulls it out, then gives it inside to Jackie Heine, who can't hit the layup. She's a 60% shooter.
Riverton's really going to have to start, moving offensively and starting to create some things off the ball. They can't stand and watch. Good decision.
Coaches for 3.
Good decision. I talked to Becky yesterday, and I told her you're going to have to step up because, they deny the ball to Flanagan. How are you going to handle that? She says, I'm going to hit a 3, my first shot. Well, that was her second shot.
Her 10th 3 of the year. And it'll be Hampshire ball with the 5-point lead. 27 seconds to go here, first quarter. We mentioned the slow start for Kyle Price's team, 6-4, and they've got 23-0 since.
Well, you know, even during the Central Catholic game in the sectional tournament, they were struggling, so.
Rebound, Watzlawick puts it back up.
They have to be able to box her out. Nicole is so strong at the offensive end.
8 seconds left. Hawks working for the shot. Here's Coaches. Might have been blocked. Gets it back. They won't get the shot off before the buzzer. And an awesome start for the Whippers. 14-7 lead back at Redbird Arena after these local messages. Lee Hall, Bernie Chero back at Redbird Arena. Slow start for the Riverton Hawks. They trail it here 14-7, shooting just 20%. Did you see the movie Old School? We're going streaking! Riverton's won 24 of their last 25. Actually, they've won 23 in a row. And not bad for Hampshire either. They're on a roll. They won 17 of their last 18. They lost to Stillman Valley on February 3rd. 2 weeks later, they beat Stillman Valley 50-43 in the state tournament.
Both teams very poised, knowing what all this is about.
Devin Flanagan, 0 for 3. Jessica Gobert doing a great job defensively on. Nice give. It won't crawl over the rim, though, for Casey Carver, and the struggles continue
the
for the
defense,
Hawks.
though, it really made that happen. They rotated out of the screen, and great help side.
Walker and Heine were stacked right on top of each other in the post. Watzlawick can't get that one to fall. Riverton trying to cut into that 7-point lead.
Oh, boy.
And they turn it over.
Very, very much a frustration situation there.
More basketball coming your way later today here from Redbird Arena. Carthage and Kankakee McNamara up next. Then this evening it's Carrollton against Illiana Christian, and #1 St. Teresa opens against Anna Jonesboro here on the IHSA TV network. Inside Watzlawick. She had the height advantage. She goes up strong and she'll go to the line.
You know, Lee, we try and teach the girls, when you make a penetration move to the basket, you have to take your entire upper body and lean to the glass and go to the glass strong. So she drew that foul.
Here you get a good look at Sue Ellett, 4-year assistant to Milt Awe. And her assistant, one of her assistants, is Nicole Watzlawick's father.
Yes.
Who also applied for the job, so how about that?
Well, you know, I talked to Sue about that, and it's a real interesting situation. They have a great relationship.
16-7 now, a 9-point lead. That matches the biggest of the game for the Whippers. Carver. Up and good. Casey Carver with the bucket.
Coming out of a screen wide open because of the defense is letting her take that shot.
She averages 8 a game. And Amanda Walker zigged when she should have zagged.
Okay, now what can Riverton do with this possession?
Jeffries throws it away, and Riverton tries to get something going here offensively.
This could be an opportunity for them.
Flanagan and Starman 0 for 8 combined. Nice move in the lane. Carver, no good though. Couldn't finish, and here come the Lady Whips. Very patient, structured team, Bernie. They really know where they want to get the basketball and get it there.
Very patient, and again, you know, you're looking at
Perimeter opportunities, and you have to take those shots. If you're that open, you have to take those shots.
Got the offensive glass and couldn't put it down. Flanagan, a little one-on-one move between the legs, but short on the shot. She's struggling to get going here.
Credit to Jessica's defense.
Casey Carver picking it up for the Hawks.
Back-to-back baskets for Casey Carver.
Back within 5. And a foul on the pass. That goes against Nicole Cessna. That's her first. Team foul 6 on Riverton.
That's a concern. That was one of the keys that I thought were to the game, and they're really going to have to, move their feet, not reach.
Gobert's open. Rebound. Jackie Heine puts it up and good. She averages 9.5 rebounds a game.
Jackie Heine made that happen. She really went deep and back to get that board, worked hard for that board, and then scored off of it.
Jackie Heine with 6 points. Devin Flanagan still scoreless. Coaches. Puts it on the floor, can't get the shot down.
So uncharacteristic for them, shooting 25%. They're getting the shots, they're just not falling.
Gobert again. This time she hits.
After you shoot
to the defense.
After you shoot 3 or 4 times, one will fall.
Maybe for some people. Back to a 9-point lead. Flanagan gets on the mark.
Okay, and did you see she came out of a real nice screen, and that's what's very, very important and critical for Riverton to be able to do that.
Flanagan hits her first 3 attempt. Walker tries to answer.
A crowd wanted a foul on that.
Flanagan gives it up to Carver, and she hits. The Hawks finding their legs offensively.
A momentum change here. 6-0 run.
And it's back to a 4-point game, and a foul against the Hawks will go against Casey Carver. And it'll be 1 in bonus time for the Whippers. That's 2 on Carver.
Casey Carver, her 3rd personal foul, 7th team foul. At the line for Hampshire is 24. Amanda Walker shooting 1, and the bonus.
Amanda Walker will go to the line. She's a 5'9" junior. She's over 1,000 points now for her career. Jackie Heine over 1,000 points for her career. Unusual to see that, although we'll see it in game 2 for Carthage.
I'll tell you what, this is the difference between the teams that are in the state tournament. All these kids play all year long. They play in the summertime. They play AAU. They play competitive in tournaments. These guys have traveled everywhere to play basketball.
For the largest selection of electronics and appliances at the best possible price, visit Apt in Glenview. Back after this network break. And welcome back to Redbird Arena in Normal, Illinois. Hampshire, the 22-16 lead. The Hawks coming back. Here's a look at the team comparisons. They're scoring. Hampshire, a better offensive team. Riverton lost 2 pretty good players last year. You remember the White twins, Bethany and Jessica. Their offensive numbers a little bit down this year. A better defensive team, according to their coach.
The interesting thing is Hampshire is actually beating, teams by 23-point margin. And Riverton is allowing fewer points per game, 32, than any other Elite 8 team. So we're seeing a little role reversal here.
Kyle Price saying his team's been getting it done with defense, but the Whippers have solved that defense here in the early going. Coach has thought about the 3, drives in the lane, has nowhere to go.
Becky looks really determined to take the ball to the basket.
Gobert has those hands out, but they're letting her do that.
There's those screens, I'm telling you.
It, though.
I saw that in the sectional game, in the super sectional game. Devin Flanagan did not score the entire first half against Central Catholic, and then came out and got 26 in the second half. All out of screens.
Gobert takes it again. And a nice rebound by Jamie Jeffries, who's played well here in the opening minutes of this ball game. 2:52 left here. Riverton's climbed back to within 4 after trailing by 9 on a couple of different occasions. Watzlawick steps into the lane. Don't know if that got blocked or if it was just a flat shot. But anyway, it'll be Riverton ball.
And she had some pretty good defensive pressure on there, trying to encourage a foul, but it was pretty good defense.
Becky Coaches brings it up. 6 feet, but she's a good ball handler. Gives it to Flanagan. Little move in the lane, rolls out.
And as a coach, I would say, Devin, that was a great move, but don't run through your shot. She took herself totally underneath the basket as she put that shot up.
Almost stolen by Tester. Two minutes to go now, first quarter. The Whippers lose it out of bounds. It'll be Riverton ball, a chance to close to within 1 if they can hit a 3.
The last 3 offensive possessions, they turn the ball over.
Little 7-2 run here by Riverton. Carver's hit a couple of shots. Flanagan's found her shot a little bit.
Ooh.
Flanagan sets a bone-crushing screen in the lane.
Wicked screen.
And now a foul on Gobert.
Whoa.
Playing great defense, but she committed the foul that time, her first.
That's the second team foul.
Just the second team foul on the Lady Whips here in the first half.
I just love the composure that both coaches show out on the floor. And that's a reflection of their team.
Cessna's open, but off the mark that time. Starman got caught up in a screen there and didn't get the rebound. Here's Walker at the other end. And the blocking foul goes against Riverton and Devin Flanagan.
Boy, Kyle is taking that very calmly. Not even arguing with the call.
Take another look.
Devin was, shifting defensively. She was not set. There was a solid move and a drive to the basket, so it was a foul. But that's number 8 for them.
Amanda Walker back at the line, 73% free thrower. Got a lot stronger this year, according to Sue Ellett. Played very well last year as a sophomore. Misses both free throws. Another chance for the Hawks to cut it to 1 here. 1:23 to go, first half. Flanagan open for 3. That one's long.
I'm not too sure that was a good decision on her part, but she's done so much throughout the year. You don't ever want to question her decision making at this point.
Well, that was as open as she's been. Inside, Watzlawick can't get the roll. And Flanagan reaches in and gets the rebound. Almost 5.5 boards a game for the senior from Riverton. Under a minute to go now. 22-18. It looked like Hampshire was going to run away with it. Riverton's gotten back in it here in the second quarter.
Look at that.
Great move.
She was triple team, came out of a screen. Next, excellent, off the ball movement. Nice shot by Devin Flanagan.
2-point game. The Riverton crowd going wild.
It's a 10-2 run.
Abby Young in the ball game now for the Lady Whips. Double team and Watzlawick beats it. She's got 8. 12 seconds to go. Second quarter. Gobert all over Flanagan. 1 second. Shot will not count. Didn't get it off in time. And Hampshire will go to the locker room with a 4-point lead, 24-20. Great start by Hampshire. But Flanagan and the Hawks came roaring back in the second quarter to get within 4.
And I see, they're leaving it all out on the floor. And as I watch them walk into the locker room, you want to encourage them that, hey, listen, you guys came back from a 10-point deficit. You may be tired, but let's go for that second win.
Kurt Pegler is with Sue Ellett.
All right, Lee, thank you. Sue Ellett has a 4-point halftime lead, 24-20. Your team started out to an 8-0 jump right off the get-go, and that still seemed to kind of set the pace here.
Yeah, we were excited to get off to a good start. We thought we had to contain Flanagan. I think we've done a pretty good job of that. However, we got 16 more tough minutes ahead of us.
Jessica Gobert has been the defensive stopper all year. You have assigned her to Devin Flanagan.
She's known that for a week now, and Jess is a battler. She'll fight her till the end, but I think we've had good help defense after some screens.
Good luck in the second half.
Thank you, appreciate it.
All right, Sue Ellett, her Hampshire Whippers lead Riverton 24-20, halftime of the first Class A Girls State quarterfinal here on the IHSA television network. Now, Lee, back to you.
All right, Kurt, thanks a lot. Great first half there. Hampshire started strong. Riverton bounces back, and we've got a 4-point game at the break. Back in normal after this network break.
Halftime here at Redbird Arena. Hampshire leads Riverton 24-20 in the Class A first state quarterfinal here at Redbird Arena. And we are joined by both principals from both schools. We'll start with Chris Kalamatis, who's the principal at Hampshire. Third year that you've been principal, and 3 years in a row that your girls basketball team has made it to state. I'm not sure if there's any correlation, but you should take credit for it.
I take no credit whatsoever, but it is kind of amusing that this is the third year in a row that we've come down, and I'm getting spoiled.
Tell us about the excitement at your school with everybody so pumped up. You got a nice student representation, and you've got nice fans here that have really poured into Redbird Arena.
We've had a great following the last 3 years, and it just seems to get, it's the same as last year in terms of the excitement level. There were a lot of expectations this year, and I believe these kids have lived up to it.
What's going on at Hampshire with, obviously, with the population base in the Chicagoland area moving further and further west? Your school district is growing, I'm guessing.
Very much so. We just hit 500. And I think we'll be single A for a while yet, but it's growing. It's coming.
Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, and I want to wish the best of luck to Riverton. They've got a nice team.
Okay, and Bill Amke is the principal at Riverton, and your team has been here 2 years in a row. Nobody gets spoiled when you keep coming year after year. It's always a special event, even when you've been here before, right?
That's right. We never have any problem selling our tickets. We've got a great student body that supports the teams. Kind of carried over from the boys being up at the tournament a couple years back. But our Hawk Pride organization, they do a great job getting the student body fired up, and we've had a great postseason run.
People that might not be familiar with where Riverton's at, you're near Springfield. You've got a huge fan base down there. People love their high school sports, and they really come out and support the Hawks, don't they?
They sure do. We built a new gymnasium, basketball facility 5 years ago, and we fill it up with our shootout. We get great turnouts for home games. Just a great atmosphere in basketball in Riverton.
Anything going on exciting in the school district or around Riverton that you want to share with the people in Illinois?
Just a lot of signs up. Not many kids back at the high school, but I know they're watching the game, and hopefully we can turn it around here in the second half. We did a nice job getting back in the game. The girls have been a second half team all year long, all through the postseason, so we're hoping they can do it again today.
Thanks for the visit.
Thank you.
All right. Riverton and Hampshire have put together an exciting first 16 minutes of action, with Hampshire ahead 24-20 in the first Class A state quarterfinal here at Redbird Arena. Back with more from halftime in Normal at Redbird Arena after these messages. Elvis costume in the paper today.
And welcome back to Redbird Arena on the campus of Illinois State University. Great first half here. Kind of a tale of two quarters, if you will. Hampshire, the good first quarter, and Riverton came roaring back in the second to make it a 4-point game after Hampshire led by as many as 9 on 2 different occasions.
You know, I've had the opportunity to watch Riverton throughout the sectionals and super sectionals, and this is very common with them. They have a slow start, and then, you know, as soon as Devin gets into her game, I think the most impressive part of the game is Becky coaches. People don't realize how much she does on the floor. Her off-the-ball movement, she sets the screens for Devin. She puts her in a position to be able to score.
A tale of 2 quarters and a tale of 2 cities, Riverton and Hampshire. Riverton, of course, near Springfield out of Sangamon County. Hampshire out of Kane County up in the DeKalb area. The enrollments pretty similar there. Riverton playing in the Sangamo Conference, Hampshire in the Big Northern Conference. Both a couple of, as we mentioned, veteran teams. They've been down here before, and you see programs who come back a lot, but these players have been here too.
But I'll tell you, you know, I talked to the kids yesterday, and as I mentioned earlier, these girls play all the time. Devin Flanagan says she shoots every day. Coaches, she shoots every day. Wozniak says that, you know, they go back after practice to actually shoot some more. They play AAU in the summer, so basketball's in their blood. They're the type of kids that they love this game so much that they play it all the time, and that's what makes them so good.
We'll take a look at first half stats and some first half highlights coming up when we return. We'll be back with more after these local messages. Jackie Heine with the bucket on the inside. Hampshire led on a couple of different occasions by as many as 9 points. Jessica Gobert adding a little offense to the great defensive job she's done on Devin Flanagan. Here's Gobert.
Showing that
another look at it.
Also score besides playing defense.
And here's Devin Flanagan. Another look at her bucket. Started 0 for her first 3 from the floor, but she's now got 7 points, and getting a little help here from Casey Carver.
Casey Carver really made the difference. I think she hit those 2 back-to-back baskets, and that started the 8-0, 10-0 run.
Take a look at our first half stats. 43% shooting for Hampshire. Riverton's picked it up a little bit. They were 20% earlier in the half. They're up to 32%. Riverton has not shot a free throw. Hampshire is 6 for 10 at the line. And the rebound's pretty even. Assists the edge to Riverton.
I would be concerned, coaching-wise, again, getting Riverton to the line.
Turnovers are equal. Points off turnovers equal. Points in the paint, I'm not sure that's right, because Hampshire's got quite a bit of scoring from the inside from Watzlawick and Heine.
Watzlawick and Heine both have had some excellent positions.
All right, let's go over to Kurt Pegler.
All right, Lee, Kyle Price, the head coach of the Riverton Hawks, is with us. I tell you, when your team was down 11, 20-9, you really clawed back, and now you're only down 4 at the start of the third period.
That's kind of the trademark of this team. We've been down before. They've been in this position before, and these girls never say quit, never say die, and that's why we're back here. Big concerns at halftime are obviously foul trouble. Fouls are 8-2, and we're concerned about defending. Our whole game plan was about stopping them from hurting us in the post. For the most part, we've done a pretty good job. We just have a couple bunny shots down there. It didn't fall. We get that back, we'll be all right in the second half.
And Devin Flanagan held scoreless for the first quarter and a half. It finishes with 7.5, and she's starting to get it going again for your club.
Yeah, we knew their defensive game plan would come out on her. I think number 10's probably getting away with a little bit more than what I'd like. I think Devon's been held a couple times when it should have been called, but Devon's a tough competitor, and I just look for her to come out and lead this team to victory in the second half.
Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
All right, Kyle Price's Riverton Hawks trail Hampshire 24-20 here at halftime as we get started for the third quarter here at Redbird Arena.
Welcome back to Redbird Arena. Lee Hall, Bernie Chero, second half action. Hampshire leading 24-20 over Riverton. And the Lady Whips start the second half with possession. Led it by as many as 9 in the first half. Jamie Jeffries hit her first couple of shots. Now she's struggling from the floor. Here comes Flanagan. Takes it into the lane. She's fouled by Amanda Walker, and that was one of the things that Kyle Price talked about with Kurt Pegler was fouls. And maybe Devin Flanagan needs to put it on the floor a little more and try and draw some fouls.
Well, you know, they are very good at drawing fouls and getting to the line. And so that's one of the things, part of their game plan that usually responds for them. Again, a drive to the basket.
Flanagan shakes loose.
Look at the steps
through the lane, but she won't.
Oh. Maybe she drug that, you know, last foot.
Pretty tough sledding in that lane. She went around about 3 Lady Whips.
Absolutely.
Inside Heine. Boy, she's
great defense right there.
Really looks like she's having to throw it up against that double team and not shooting it.
Okay, now Devin called a play here. I'm curious to see if this is.
Okay, that was easy. That was
Just
great
like you
play.
threw it up, Coach.
Nicole Sesta with a nice three-point shot. I'm looking for something to come back door, and Nicole's like, you know what? You're gonna leave me open. I'm gonna hit it.
A 1-point game. Hampshire led by as many as 9. Walker, a little one-on-one movement.
Oh, nice block.
She runs into a triple team and loses it, gets it back. Jeffries, it's good.
Jeffries put herself in a position to be clear, was ready for a great catch and shoot.
She only averages 4.5 a game. She's got 6. Back to a 3-point Hampshire lead. Starman just a little short. Good rebound there. Carver chases it down. She averages 4.5 boards a game for the Hawks. 6:10 to go, third quarter. Flanagan loses it. More good defense by Jessica Gobert, the 5'8" senior. A reserve last year for this Lady Whips team, and she's played great defense here.
And I think she was one of the factors that I mentioned earlier for the game, the senior leadership. You don't see that stat, playing tough defense. You really don't see it. And she's playing 94 feet as soon as the ball's inbounded defensively.
Flanagan off a screen, but Heine's there. Coach just looks to go somewhere with it. Crowd reacting to the defense of Jessica Gobert. Carver's shot is no good. Check that. That was Nicole Sesta. And here come the Lady Whips the other way. Inside Watzlawick. Strong move. She's fouled by Starman.
You know,
and that's 3 on Abigail Starman.
Who actually made that play happen was Amanda Walker. She had great transition down the floor. Realizes she wasn't open for a pull-up jumper and just passed the ball inside.
So decision time for Kyle Price. Does he leave Abigail Starman in with 3 fouls?
He's got 2 girls with 3 fouls.
Watzlawick can't convert on the free throw. She's struggling at the line today.
Both both Starman and Carver have 3 fouls.
Now just 4 of 8 at the line. Hawks could tie it with a bomb here. lots of room to operate, and Gilbert's right there. He got poked in the eye.
They're really letting him play aggressive defense today.
That three is up and good for
Big
Nicole
bucket
Cessna.
for Nicole Cessna. She's hit back-to-back threes.
And we are tied with 4:39 to go, third quarter.
It's such a big bucket for a sophomore in a state tournament game. I love to see that.
Jamie Jeffries answers. It's the 2. And she's having a big game, 8 points. Now we got ourselves a game. Carver with the shot, can't get the roll, and Watzlawick's there for the board.
You know, if you really watch how Watzlawick and Amanda Walker are getting rebound positioning, they're not letting anybody anywhere near the offensive end to rebound.
They'll let Gilbert shoot that. She doesn't. Now it's Jeffries again. Here comes Riverton, another chance to tie. They could go on top with a 3. It would be their first lead of the game. Kyle Price's team very patient offensively down the stretch.
Very disciplined. She says, I'm hot, I'm hot, I'm hot, I'm hot.
Nicole Cessna cleared for takeoff, and that's the first lead of the game for Riverton. 11 points for Nicole Cessna, who averages
Look at
only
his defense.
4. Lady Whips get it back under control. 2:45 left, third quarter. Hampshire trails for the first time this afternoon. Jeffrey's shot no good that time, and Heine's there for the rebound. She's over 9
nice
rebounds a
block.
game. Flanagan comes out of there with it.
You're going to have some transition here.
Gilbert catches up with her. She floated on that shot. And it'll be a foul inside on the Lady
And who
Whips.
drew that foul? Nicole Cessna? Yes.
Fouls on Jeffries. Her first. And it's Riverton coming back from 9 down to take a 1-point lead back after this network break.
If I say I'm going to call you back, that doesn't mean next Tuesday.
And we're back at Redbird Arena. 2:21 left, third quarter. Riverton has come back for a 29-28 lead over the Lady Whips of Hampshire. 3-point showdown tomorrow afternoon here. There you see the competitors. Everybody in the state competes, and they're down to 4. Hampshire fans on their feet, so are the Riverton fans. Great crowds for both schools making the trip here to Redbird Arena. Officially, March Madness is a couple of days away, but I guess it's February fever.
February frenzy, February fever.
Lady Whips down for the first time in the ball game. Gilbert just inside the three-point line.
They've got to box out. They've got to box out. That was a nice rebound by Jackie Heine. 2 things I'm going to look for here for both teams would be fatigue factor and foul factor.
Flanagan tries to post up. Getting all kinds of attention from the Lady Whips.
They're standing too much. You know, the girls that don't have the ball need to have off the ball movement, some type of offensive change of direction. Everybody's standing and watching who has the ball. They need to move.
Gobert very physical with the defense on Flanagan.
So
we approached the 1 minute mark of the third quarter.
So easy to defend when they don't move.
Flanagan will run the point now, under a minute to go. Patient Riverton team. She's moving
fading
on
away.
Shot.
She fades away.
Good foul, though. Casey Barber is there for the rebound bucket. She's got 8. Riverton back in front.
That's critical foul.
Illegal screen on Jackie Heine. Was it?
Oh, maybe Nicole.
No, it's on Cessna for running through the screen. Her second, team second here in the second half. Abby Young back into the ball game for the Lady Whips, number 42. Heine flings it up there, gets her own rebound. Flanagan almost comes up with a steal, and then the hold goes against Watzlawick. Big defensive play by Devin Flanagan.
Back-to-back quick fouls against Riverton.
20.1 seconds left. Riverton gets it taken away. Gobert, and then the block by Flanagan. My goodness. And a foul on Gobert will get a large ovation from the Riverton crowd.
You know, and that's a frustration foul, but how great is it to see both teams, the girls, they're just, it's a catfight out there. It's great. The defense, it's just in-your-face defense. You can't teach that. That's instilled.
8 seconds left. Flanagan tries to get open, steps through the lane. She walked.
Now that's
1.1 second left. Kyle Price not happy with that play.
I was just going to say it's the first time I've seen Kyle disagree. He's very.
Walker from half court.
Whoa!
Win a car if you make that shot. 31-30, 1-point game with 8 minutes left. Back after these local messages.
Did you think she traveled?
No, I thought she got fouled.
Oh, wow.
Is that something you want to talk about, how physical the defense is?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I mean, you can't. They're really getting away with a lot compared to what we see in the regular season. They really are.
That, yeah.
And I'm a proponent of that because you know.
Welcome back to Redbird Arena. 8 minutes to go. We thought it'd be a good game, and it's turned out that way. More good action coming your way here on the IHSA TV network. Carthage and McNamara coming up next. Tonight it's Carrollton against Illiana Christian, and St. Teresa, #1 in the state, against Anna Jonesboro. The Riverton crowd, you can hear them whenever there's a foul called on the Lady Whips. They go nuts. Very physical defense by the Lady Whips.
Both teams are playing excellent defense, but boy, the Lady Whips, their defense is tenacious. It gives tenacious a whole new meaning. They're so hard-nosed. Anytime the ball changes possession, they're rotating on help. That's the first board I've seen in a long time.
Can't get it to roll in. It rolls around and out. Flanagan with the offensive board, but can't convert. One team will play for a trophy tomorrow. One team has to go home. Good defense that time.
Again,
Carver tips it away.
That's that dot defense. If you saw the rotation come around, weak side, that allowed the tip and the steal. Abigail Starman wants the ball.
Trying to get something going in the half court. Flanagan just has no room to maneuver. Gobert all over.
Starman is yet to score.
That one blocked. Carver comes away with it. The Lady Whips say it's great defense. Riverton might say it's a little too physical. 6:40 left. Coaches tries to post up. There's not a lot of room inside. Starman from the free throw line.
There you go, Abigail Starman.
She gets off to Schneid, missing her first 6 shots.
And I think that's a critical bucket for her because that's going to give her some confidence to get better rebound positioning on offense.
Watzlawick, the offensive.
She has to box out there, though. Nicole Watzlawick used her size to get excellent positioning.
Watzlawick with 10. Had 24 points, 14 rebounds earlier this year against Joliet Catholic. Under 6 minutes to go now. 1-point Riverton lead. They had to go home last year after a first-round loss. Devin Flanagan says she's still not over that. A definite hold there by Gobert, and that's her third.
But you know, Jessica Gilbert's playing great defense on her, and Devin really did a nice crossover, hesitation dribble, and beat her, got her on her heels.
5 team fouls now on Hampshire.
You could see it. Nice hesitation, crossover.
Flanagan still working, a little bump there, off the board, no good.
Faded away again.
Here comes Amanda Walker, tries to beat the crowd down the floor, and it'll be Hampshire ball. Third straight Elite Eight for the Whippers. Abby Young will try the three. It's off the mark. Heine got a hand on it. Gobert comes out of there. Good work on the offensive glass by the Lady Whips. Now Watzlawick tries the outside jumper. She's added that 12 to 15-foot mid-range jumper this season.
Right, and that's one of the things that she worked on in the offseason. She wanted to be able to face the basket and attack the basket.
12 for Watzlawick.
Riverton looks a little confused.
Yeah, Devin Flanagan just said, what are we doing? Gobert almost comes away with a steal. Crossover move, Flanagan. Foul. And she'll go to the line. Kind of a late whistle there. Watzlawick picks up the foul.
Now, you know, Riverton has to realize there's 6 fouls. And this has been a part of their attack where they drive to the basket and encourage going to the foul line.
1-point game with 4:46 left. Back after these network messages. Bernie Chero back at Redbird Arena. The Hampshire fans going crazy. Their Whippers lead it by 1 with 4:46 left. And before we go any further, we want to say hi to the 2 ball girls for Hampshire. Sue Ellett's daughters, Taylor, who's 11, and Connie, who's 9. I messed up last year and said she was 5, and she's been hearing about it for a year.
That's not a good thing.
Connie, I'm sorry.
It's not a good thing.
They're on the end of the bench, watching their mom's team, trying to bring home another state trophy for the 2nd year in a row. Sue Ellett, 4-year assistant to Milt Awe, who coached 17 years at Hampshire, took home a 3rd-place trophy a year ago.
3 with 3. You know, Amanda Walker is really going to have to step up and score some points here. The Walker factor was one of the keys to the game, and she's only scored 2 points. She's 1 for 8. She's going to have to take some leadership with the ball.
Carver comes away with it. Riverton with a chance to get that lead back.
She knew Carver knew she was going to shoot that before she even caught that pass.
10 points for Casey Carver. 35-34. Riverton the 1-point lead with 4:13 left in regulation. Waslowick steps in. She's fouled and she'll go to the line.
That's number 4.
Number 4 on Abigail Starman. Let's talk about Abigail Starman for just a little bit. Basketball, a welcome relief to her, number 44 for Riverton. In November, just before Thanksgiving, her family's house burned to the ground. In January, she got in an accident, totaled her car.
Wow.
It's been a very emotional year for Abigail Starman. Basketball, a welcome relief for her, and the community and even the Rochester players got together, raised some money to help her and her family out. Meantime, Watslowick ties the game at the line. Now 6 of 10 at the stripe. She's got 14.
I keep wanting to ask the officials if it's legal for the players to do this at the free throw line. I'm showing you, but they move their hands like they're doing the chicken dance.
Chicken dance.
And I'm not sure you can do that, but Riverton does do that, and I've wondered personally if that's something that you can or cannot do. You'll have to keep an eye on that next time the Whippers go to the line.
We'll try to get a clarification on that ruling for you. Maybe it's something Normal West can use next year.
As a coach, I'd like to know that.
3:30 left. Hampshire a 1-point lead. Devin Flanagan has not scored in the second half. She'll run the show here. Who else can step up for Riverton? Casey Carver in and out. Watslowick there for the board.
That's such a tough shot when it goes in and out. You know, you can't analyze that type of shot.
Watslowick wants it. Steps in, charge.
Big call there. Oh, Watslowick is not happy.
That's her
She
court.
is not happy. She's lucky she didn't get her 5th when she showed how upset she was.
4 fouls
Let's take a
on
look at
the
that.
senior.
She used her shoulder into the foul. Showed she wasn't happy right here.
Riverton now in the bonus. They don't shoot on the player control foul. 2:45 left. Hampshire led by 9 in the first quarter. Riverton came back.
It was a great double team
Walker
right there.
The steal.
Defense made the difference. Amanda Walker made the difference right there.
She brings it across. Hampshire a 1-point lead. Ranked 4th in the state. Walker goes to the floor.
Crowd wants to
Riverton
travel.
wanted a traveling call, you bet. 2:05 to go. Hampshire clinging to a 1-point lead.
Defense is going to have to tighten up here because, you know, they'll try and run a delay. You need to try and get a 5-second call. You can't come off the ball. They're not going to be able to do their dot defense here. They're going to have to match up player to player right now and hawk the ball.
Run a little clock here with a 1-point lead. Walker with it. She scored 19 in the super sectional win against Eastland. Minute 30 left now.
Does good defense, Becky. She caused that you know, they had to call a timeout.
Sue Ellet's Hampshire team with the ball and the lead back after this break on the IHSA TV network.
You know, insurance can be confusing for most people if they've never had an opportunity to sit down and have it explained to them.
I'm a very good explainer. I explain everything in layman's terms because that's the way I understand things.
I want to make sure my customers understand exactly what they're buying.
We just need to take a little bit of time and explain it to them.
No gimmicks, no frills.
And the Lady Whippers fans are whipped into a frenzy here. 36-35, a minute 29 left. And you look at the shooting percentages, Bernie, and you can see the defense these teams are playing. 37% for Hampshire, 33% for Riverton.
Right, and you know, the defense really brought them to where they're at right now. Riverton's going to have to step it up and really hawk the basketball. And the Lady Whips are going to have to be able to protect that basketball. Sharp, crisp passes. Everybody needs to move to the basketball. Don't put up a shot unless you're clear and open.
A minute 29 left in regulation. One team will go home. One team will move on to the trophy round. And the foul there is on Becky Coaches.
And that's a smart foul because they're nowhere near the bonus. They just have to be careful that Abigail Starman doesn't have to give her 5th foul. That's okay, that's okay. That's not over and back.
Throw it away. Walker will bring it across. And the foul on Devin Flanagan, that's team foul number 6.
And that's 2 on her.
Foul on 23, Devin Flanagan, her 2nd personal.
Now, if they could deny this inbounds play, make it a little bit more challenging, instead of allowing the inbounds, I would deny it.
Riverton's beaten 3 straight teams that were ranked ahead of them in the state poll. They're going for number 4 here as we approach the 1-minute mark. 36-35, Hampshire the 1-point lead. They led by 9 early. Working the clock here.
They just took 17 seconds off the clock with that inbounds pass.
Under a minute to go now.
$50 seconds.
Walker's a 73% free thrower. They don't want to foul her.
So, you know,
but they did.
They allowed that inbounds pass. I thought very, you know, there was no contest to that. So that 30 seconds, the Whippers took off the clock.
That's 4 fouls now on Nicole Sessler. And Kyle Price calls timeout. 47.2 seconds left, 36-35. Hampshire with the lead, and they'll go to the line.
Well, you know, both teams are still in a pretty good position. Obviously, these free throws are critical. They want to make sure that, you know, the Whippers want to make sure that they know what they're going to do defensively, whether the shots are made or missed. And I'm sure Sue's, you know, going over that scenario with them. And Kyle's just saying, listen, whether they make or miss the shot, we have to get the ball down and we have to score right away.
Let's listen into the Hampshire huddle and Sue Ellen.
Never rebounded before. All right? Rebound. Secure that ball, protect it, march back down to the all right? He's in.
Let's check in with Kyle Price and Riverton. Game reset now with 47.2 seconds left in Hampshire, a 1-point lead.
You know, I mentioned earlier that Amanda Walker hasn't really scored much in this game. The Walker factor right here, these free throws are critical for her.
Hampshire with 2 timeouts left, 1 timeout left for Riverton. The possession arrow favors the Lady Whips. Walker at the line, 73%. She was 11 for 12 in last year's final. But she's 0 for the day today. Heine the rebound. Stolen away. And a foul on Hampshire. It goes against Jackie Heine. And the Hawks will go to the line at the other end.
Talk about a change of hands. Just in a matter of seconds, it was.
There were a lot of hands on that basketball too.
Momentum, momentum, momentum.
Devin Flanagan at the line.
Now, who else would you want on the line if you were Riverton?
First team All-Stater makes the first one. 73% at the line. That is her first point of the second half.
And you know what's neat? You could get goosebumps because she loves this. Devin loves being in this position.
And Sue Ellett calls timeout. 1 left for Hampshire, 1 left for Riverton. And we're tied at 36. Could you ask for anything more? Could you ask for anything more? 42.8 seconds left, 36-36. 32 minutes may not be enough to decide this one. Both teams are in the 1-1. And both teams down to the one timeout, as we mentioned. More exciting IHSA Class A girls basketball coming your way next. Carthage back at state again, the 8th time. They take on Kankakee McNamara, never been here before. Carrollton against Illiana Christian tonight. And then it's 30-0 and #1 St. Teresa taking on Anna Jonesboro.
And I hope they're all as exciting as this game, because this game is definitely going to go down to the wire.
Well,
just watch Devin.
We may not be done here at the end of regulation.
Absolutely. She's like, give me the ball. I'm ready. Give me the ball.
Only Devin's second free throw of the afternoon. She'll play her college ball just down the road at Bradley.
She makes it look so easy.
37-36 Riverton. 40 seconds to go. Walker beats the crowd down the floor. Scores!
The Walker factor.
And it's Hampshire with the lead. Her first basket of the second half. 25 seconds left. Lady Whips with the lead.
They're trying to set some cross-angled screens here. Oh, she wanted to give her the ball.
Timeout by Kyle Price. Boy, and it came right as that shot went off. If that shot would have gone in, Kyle Price might have second-guessed himself.
I think, you know, that was a great timeout called by Coach Price, because he wants to just sit the girls down and go over a specific set play. They have a couple of very good plays, and they want to remind them, listen, when you guys set your screens, they're not taking their defender into the screen. So the Whippers are really coming through the screens very well and helping out on some weak side ability. So he's probably going over exactly what he wants them to do on this inbounds play.
Both sides sweating it out here with 15.8 seconds left. It looked like they were running the old, kind of the old picket fence for her. They had two or like a double screen up on top there.
Well, you know, and that's, again, that's very common. She probably is one of the better players who could just come out of a screen and score without totally focusing on the basket, because she knows exactly where it is as she comes out of her screen.
Riverton now out of timeouts. Hampshire with one left. They lead it by one. Both teams in the bonus. Possession arrow points the Whippers' way. It all comes down to this. A season's worth of work in the summer, a career, 15.8 seconds left.
That's okay, the clock hasn't started yet. 15
Devin
seconds
Flanagan
is a long
chases
time.
it down, she'll bring it across. Riverton down one. Heartbreak last year.
Becky
In the corner, Coaches, no good. 3 seconds, 2, and that's how this game will end. Flanagan had the shot to end it last year. She didn't get the ball this time, and for the second straight year, the Hawks go home brokenhearted, and Hampshire moves on to round 2.
And, you know, it's always so hard to lose a ball game, but what a great game that both teams played. You cannot, you know, just feel like, oh, that was the shot that lost the game. I'll tell you what, defense won the game today. Absolutely for the Whippers. I was really impressed with Jessica Gobert and her ability to defend Devin Flanagan. It made such a difference in the outcome of the game.
Devin Flanagan's career ends. First team All-Stater. She scored 33 in the state tournament last year. Only 9 points here today, and you can't say enough about the Lady Whips' defensive effort against her.
I was very, very impressed with their defense, and I'm anxious to see what type of defense they used.
Let's go over to Kurt Pegler. He is with the Lady Whips. Kurt?
All right, Lee, thank you. The emotion still running high on the Hampshire bench. Sue Wellett, the head coach. Nicole Watzlawick, the country insurance player of the game, joining us. Let me talk to Coach first. What a finish.
I tell you, these kids in the end of the game, we've had a lot of close games this year, and we've prevailed in every single one. I got my great free throw shooters with the ball. They just hung tough and rebounded like crazy. give credit to Riverton. They're a heck of a team. It was a great battle, great high school basketball game.
And it was Amanda Walker that made the shot. She took it length of the floor and went all the way down. What a gutsy performance that was.
We do that drill in practice, and she just goes right by kids and takes it right down in. Heck with running a play, put that ball in the hole as fast as you can, and I knew she would redeem herself for missing that little free throw.
And your team certainly could have quit because they had the lead and then lost the lead, but they never spit the bit tonight.
No, we don't quit. We were going to battle it out to the end, and my captains are just huge. And Jessica Gobert holding Flanagan to 9 points. What an effort. It was just fantastic.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
All right, we're going to walk over here and talk to Nicole Watzlawick. 14 points. You did a lot of damage from the free throw line. You got there a lot, which I know was your strategy to at least pound it inside, and if you didn't score, you were going to get to the foul line. 6 free throws. Talk about the finish today.
Oh, it was great. At halftime, or actually at the third quarter, Coach told Amanda that she had to take the game into her hands, and she did that. She knew she could make her layups. We do that stuff in practice all the time, and she took the length floor. I give her so much credit.
And your team never quit, even when you gave up the lead, and it seemed like Riverton had reclaimed the momentum. You guys were right there to answer the tide.
Right. That's the best thing about our team. We never gave up. I mean, we went through a hard sectional. We went through a hard super sectional, and not once did we ever give up. We're going to leave everything on the floor. If we win, we win. If we don't, we don't, but we'll leave everything on the floor.
Do you have anything left in the tank for tomorrow? I mean, what an emotional game this was.
Yeah, we'll be ready. We'll be ready. We're going to come out with as much intensity as we possibly can, and we'll be ready for who wins.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
1 point win for Hampshire. Nicole Watzlawick with 14 points, 4 out of 6 from the floor and 6 out of 10 from the foul line. And what a finish, 38-37. Hampshire a winner by 1 over Riverton. Lee, back to you.
All right, Kurt, thanks a lot. Boy, what a finish. I'm exhausted.
You know, I'll tell you, you can't say enough for Amanda Walker. When she got that steal and came down and put up that shot, she was determined all throughout each crossover, each defender she went by. And again, as Sue said, you know, she redeemed herself.
AP honorable mention All-State, Amanda Walker with our apt play of the game. Let's take another look. This is the game winner right here.
Definitely
apt electronics play of the game.
She was a key factor and one of the keys to the game. How apropos to get the game-winning bucket.
And there you see the celebration, the triumph, the joy, and then of course the heartbreak
you can't describe.
I always feel bad for the heartbreak on the other side, though. Devin Flanagan, an outstanding player. She will play on this floor in college when the Bradley Braves visit the Illinois State Redbirds.
Excellent addition to Bradley Braves.
The Riverton Hawks, 2 years in a row, they come down here and lose a heartbreaker in the quarterfinal. That's the way our game ends. 38-37, the Hampshire Lady Whips move on to tomorrow's semifinal action. They will play game 1, and they will take home a state trophy for the 2nd year in a row. Back with more from Redbird Arena after these local messages.
Official 2004 souvenirs for yourself and other family members before you leave.
There goes Mike.
Everything came out all right.
Hampshire Hampshire with an exciting 1-point win over Riverton in the first state quarterfinal game. We're between games now as we get set for Carthage and Kankakee Bishop McNamara here at Redbird Arena in quarterfinal game number 2. Intriguing and very interesting matchup. We'll get more on that in a minute, but we've got a great story to tell you. This is Tom and Sandy Welsh, who are parents of Kate Welsh, who will play for McNamara today. Every team here at the Elite Eight signs autographs of basketball, and then they raffle the basketball off for the respective teams. Last year, the Carthage ball was won by, or raffled off and won here by Tom, and ironically now his team is playing Carthage. Tell me about that scenario.
Well, we come down here the last couple of years. I saw the basketball sitting behind us, so I went out for the concession stand. I bought a ticket for each one. And just somewhere in the half of the game, they called out my name. Kate and I went around trying to find a Carthage sweatshirt to give it to, but there was none. So on the way home, Sandy and her come up with the idea of writing a letter.
So you won the ball signed by Carthage, and then you decided to ship it to them so that they could do something with it. Is that right?
Right. We were hoping that they would be able to raffle it off for their team. We sent it to them as a sister school, and ironically, here we are this year. We said we hoped we would see them sometime on the court, and now we are.
So the Carthage people then raffled it off themselves. Once they received the ball from you, they raised $200 to send their kids to camp, and now it's Carthage against your team, McNamara, in the Elite Eight. What irony.
That's unbelievable.
The score of their game and our game was exactly the same, 58-51. So more irony than more.
We're having so much fun with this story. And now you're the parents of Kate. She'll be playing today. I know, Tom, that you run the scorebook. How hard is it to be an official scorer but also have to be a parent?
It's hard not to yell if you're at the official table, and sometimes you just let it go, you know.
And you'll be sitting there screaming your lungs out, I'm sure, huh?
For sure. It's been a team effort all year, and we are going that way again.
First trip for McNamara, and I'm sure that everybody at school, everybody in the community is just wound up about this trip to state.
Because there's such a young group. There's 4 sophomores and a junior that starts. So hopefully this is a first trip of many.
What about the girls? Are they nervous? Are they anxious? What do you think their emotion is?
I've never seen them get nervous.
No. They're very confident, very confident. But they're a nice group of girls. They've known one another for years. And so I think that they're ready.
Well, I guess my next question is, which ball are you going to buy this year?
All of them.
That's what we got.
Yeah.
Well, it certainly makes for a great story. It's part of the sportsmanship that is the IHSA and the state tournament. You had fun with it last year. I'm sure you're going to have fun here with this tournament.
And we hope when we win, we hope somebody sends us our ball.
Thank you so much for the visit.
Thank you very much.
Okay, that's Tom and Sandy Welsh, who, again, are parents of Kate, who will play for McNamara against Carthage, the team that they bought and raffled off a ball for last year. Great, great irony. We're a few minutes away from tip-off. Back with more from Redbird Arena in the IHSA Class A State Girls Quarterfinals in a minute. We are standing by for live basketball. Quarterfinal number 2 at Redbird Arena. The Carthage Blue Girls and the Kankakee Bishop McNamara Fighting Irish after an exciting Hampshire victory in round 1. Kurt Pegler back with you at Redbird Arena. Game 2 coming up in a minute. We're going to talk with representatives from both schools now. We'll start with ladies first. This is Donna Douglas, who's the Assistant Dean of Students at Bishop McNamara and Kankakee. First trip ever to state, and I'm guessing that there was a buzz in the hallways around campus and around school this past week.
It was pretty exciting at our school. We've had a lot of success in athletics in general at McNamara, but this is the first time a girls team's ever gotten down to the state. So, yeah, kids, community, everybody was really just all excited and ready to come down here and win.
Was there a sense as the season went on that, wow, this could be a magical year? We could get to state this year?
Do you know, that sense has been going on since these girls came to school. They're young. Most of them are sophomores. We have 3 juniors and 8 sophomores and 1 freshman, but we kind of knew it was a special group, and they have just a chemistry that we kind of all knew this was going to be the case. So we've been kind of prepared all year and they've had a great following all year.
Is anything neat and interesting going on at McNamara that you may want to share with the viewers around the state that you can kind of pump up your school?
Well, our school is, our enrollment's going up every year. There's a lot of excitement in the community for us, and so it's encouraging to see the enrollment going back up, and just we have like 99% of our kids go to college, so it's really a great place to be, a great place to teach, and our kids seem to be happy there. So we're really thrilled to be there and be here.
Thanks for the visit, Donna. Have fun, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right. Meanwhile, Brad Hall is the principal at Carthage, and now Carthage has been to state 7 previous times. This is number 8 since 1987, but this is number 1 for this guy. So while the girls have been through this before, this is your first trip to state with them, huh?
It's been a really exciting week. The kids are so supportive of each other, the boys and the girls. Our boys are at home getting ready to play for regional championship.